Hi guys, we're just about to start. Just give me 1 second and we are moving on. Okay, and here we go. Photoshop, a sec. There we go. Yep. Okay guys, so today we're going to talk about the crop tool. Since we covered the marquee and selection tools, quick selection tools, lasso tool, the last time, we're moving on with our toolbar. And the crop tool here comes with the basic crop tool, perspective crop tool, and the slice tool. The slice tool is something I will just scratch it. I will just explain what it does and quickly show it to you. I won't go too deep into it of how it works, and because I think for the main work, probably 80% of all the people who work with Photoshop, you don't need it. I work a lot with Photoshop and I might use it once a year if indeed. So let's move on. Cropping. Why would you crop? Oh, yeah, Avira, it's okay. Why would you crop? With the crop tool you can resize the image, but you can, the most important thing, for me at least, is to reframe your image. So I think half of an image is, I mean, besides lighting and stuff, but most part of photography is, like also in filmmaking, is framing. If the frame is awkward, even if even if the motive is good, but if the framing is awkward, it will not help. The framing makes a decision about is an image boring or is it awesome, right? And I feel attracted to an image if it's good, if it's well framed, and I try to get a proper framing while I do my photos. Even if this is just like all of these are just holiday photos, I just made like really nothing with it. It shouldn't be artsy. It's not. I didn't post process it or something. It's just really just a picture how I took it. So how you see here, I mean, besides the stupid pole, it's a good image and it works with the sun in the middle because it's basically it's such a wide picture and it speaks for itself. But if this wouldn't be such a wide picture, and I would just try to work with the rule of thirds here, just which is working with the horizontal and the vertical line here, and trying to bring the interesting point in the image next to these lines, right? This is a lot more dynamic. It feels more attractive, right? It helps. But let's go to the basics. Let's go to the crop tool and quickly talk about it. It comes with a couple of presets. Here you find the standard photo sizes or formats you might find in the photo store if you want to print them, right? 8x10, 5x7, 5x4, and so on. These are the presets Photoshop comes with. You can flip them around by using the or swap them around by using the arrows right here. Right, you can switch the windows actually. If we're about to work in here you have another drop-down menu. Here again you have presets for ratios, aspect ratios. Ratios basically, an aspect ratio is the how to explain, it's like the relation between width and height, right? So 1 times 1 is a square, 16:9 is like full HD. For example, if I were about to put full HD resolution, which is 1920 times 1080, it will automatically go on 16:9. It would recognize it and go for it. If you work on resolution, you can even play around with the dots or pixels per inch. So for print, you would work most likely on 300 for photos. If it's a book cover, maybe on 600. If you were about to edit your photos for just for online purposes, you would go to 96 or 72, and this working with these numbers increases or decreases the image size a lot. Like let's say 72 is a lot, the file is a lot less bigger than 300 dpi. pixels per inch, right? Or pixels per centimeter you can even work with. I work with pixels per inch because it's even for me here in Europe, it's a common sense, right? If you were about to make an avatar for for forum, which is I think I'm not sure 120 times 120 on 72, and it's not inches, you go for pixels right here. It's actually resizing. If I would put inches right here, the picture would explode probably. So I'm just gonna confirm and commit to it with the buttons up here. You can you see it basically right now we're on 100% down here, and it actually resized the full image on 120 pixels, or just my crop, right? So I'm just going back on the original photo, back to the crop tool. So with a clear button you can obviously clear the stuff. Here you can work with the ratios without resolution. Here you cannot resize it. It will keep the 100% or as far as possible, but you will just work with the aspect ratio, right? So straightness, you will see. I will just draw a line, and it shows me an angle, and you can guess what it will do. It will shift, straighten it. But let me say you this: there are a lot. I mean, there's an option like where you can. Let me just quickly go back. With escape, you can actually abort it, or just go back to your original one. With image, I will make another video for all this stuff up here, but with image rotation you can actually work with angles. Again, so, I mean, just don't use it. It's pretty awkward to work with this one. It's not precise, it's nothing. So you might have recognized the grid. Let's go on ratio again, original ratio. This grid here, I used the word earlier, is a little bit like the golden cut. Some people of you might know the ones who work in concept art, matte painting, photography, or just the creative fields will know about, or painters even, about image composition. The golden cut with the rule of thirds and stuff both help you to give you lines which help you to find a proper composition by holding important things or attractive things of the photo aside besides those lines, right? Some of you will also know the golden spiral. Golden spiral? I think it's just spiral. Oh, golden spiral actually. So you would try to lead the eye through the picture, starting here and going closer. Obviously you can also flip it, but the goal is the person who will watch at the picture, if you lead the eye, it makes it a lot more interesting, and it makes it more appealing, and it doesn't make it boring. There's some pictures just like boring, and say, oh yeah, whatever, it's just a photo, and you say, wow, that's a nice shot. And that's the difference. It's all about framing, about image composition, and I mostly work with the rule of thirds for photography. Golden ratio, it's a bit different, but yeah, it just helps you. You see, while I did this photo, this is not edited. This is just I kept the sun right here. I kept the horizon very close to this line, so I have these areas of point of interest, and it makes it a lot. It makes it, I mean, I read from left to right, so it makes it a lot. It makes it very interesting for me. It does make it boring. It doesn't make it a boring picture. So you could also do it on the right, but it would give you a different feeling. So I mean, I could just quickly, just to see how it would look like, I could just flip it around. It would look different, right? I'm not used to it. Persons who might read from the right to the left might find this a little bit better, but everyone on its own, right? So yeah, that's basically it. Why would you crop again? Yeah, just to readjust your framing, or just to kill off stuff you won't need. For example, this is original one. If I would crop it, or I would say, man, I don't need the sky, I don't need the left side, this is boring. I would just go, just I will stay original ratio because I don't want to change the aspect ratio. I just want to change the framing. I would right now I don't care about rule of third because it's not like meant to be an artistic photo. It's just about Hollywood holiday vacation photo, and I was just want to optimize it. So I would just go with the reframing. Reframing can do a lot of stuff. Also here, where we have a horizon in the middle, and which makes it an okay photo. This is already on the left. See here, if you see the rule of thirds again, I kept very close to this one, very close to this line, right here. Point of interest. It makes it interesting. It's a bad photo to show. Why? Maybe I should have made a photo with this pulley in the middle to show it actually. But I'm going to show you the fact of resizing an image or reframing it. A low horizon here. Remember when we began it was in the middle. A low horizon gives you a feeling of far side. It makes it look wider, and sky is a lot more attractive than water. So imagine this one, if I put like vice versa, I would put the horizon low. That's really low, but the water doesn't help. It doesn't. It's almost pretty depressing, right? It's like hanging a deep ceiling above your head, right? It's a deep hanging ceiling. How I said, I like it, and just play around with it. Everyone likes other stuff, so I work with the rule of thirds most likely. A little bit hard on the left side, but depends on you. Here we have a photo which also work in the middle. It works, and here you see I wanted it exactly in the middle, and I did a pretty good job while doing this. It can work too. It all depends on the photo. This might not even look good if I use the rule of thirds and put it on the right, because the point of interest is already that small, and I'm not sure. Let's try it. Yeah, it's okay. This is one. There are not a lot of photos with the point of interest in the middle, which I like, but I like this one. I'm not sure about you guys, but I like it. Here, besides the stupid pole here in the front, I would probably, if I were about to use this photo for something, I would probably retouch this pole. Here again, we have it on left. So original ratio. Now I'm going to show you the next stuff. If you click out of your selection, like you will have a grid with a lot of lines, and here you see the horizon is not proper. Besides composition, the horizon line is really important. If you have a horizon which looks like this, and this is a fucked up photo, for real, and you should hardly work while already doing your photo. You should work on your horizon line if it's about, unless you want like a 45-degree angle. You know, here comes the next point. If you hold your mouse click, you see the small arrows here above it, and this is the center point where you will turn it around. So you can actually make a pretty cool photo. I could even use this, you know, and it shows you the angle you turn it. So this could look cool, but well, it's not probably made. But let's see. Put the sun in the middle. I'm actually gonna try to turn it. Oh, it's a bit off grid here. So this could even look somewhat interesting. But again, here you see this is out of photo, and I probably have to resize it a bit to get back into it. So not sure about this. This could be interesting, and again, you could just make a photo like this out of it, right? But it's up to your creative mind and what you want to do with this. Again, I like the grid here to adjust the horizon. I use the wide lens, so it's a bit hard to get a straight line, but it will help you a bit. It will help you to improve your images with a really nice and easy to use tool. The next one is a perspective tool, which is kind of new. I'm not quite sure if it was in CS5, but I'm pretty sure it was not in CS4. So let me say this up front. To play with the perspective, there are a lot of other tools. when you have something selected, you can press Ctrl T. I'm just going to quickly show this to you. Just press Escape to select this. If you have a selection, I press Ctrl T. I will go into this on another point. You can actually wrap, distort, or skew it, or perspective. You can play with it, right? How I said, I'm just show this to you. I'm going to show this to you in another video, but the perspective crop does somewhat the same. I'm not sure why you would use it and why you would go for this. I mean, how I said, I find there are a lot better tools in Photoshop to do this. Yeah, whatever. Play around with it, try if you find a use, but I don't. And I do a lot of matte painting stuff where you have to combine different photos and change a lot of perspective actually, and I can't find use for this. Slice tool and the slice option tool belong to each other. How I said, I'm just gonna quickly scratch it. The slice tool is to literally slice your photo into pieces. You would a webmaster or web designer would probably know it if you have set up your design like you made a PSD or whatever, and you exported this TIFF or without layers, and now you want to slice if you want to make a puzzle out of this, right? You can actually slice. Well, I'm staying with the webmaster stuff, but web designer stuff. So you can actually slice it into pieces by right-click and options. You can give it a name, a target, right? So you can actually prepare it also for a web page. If you put a link there, if you push a button or push an image on the web page, you will be forwarded to a link. Anyway, once you slice up your whole picture or design, you can export this, and every slice window here will be exported. Obviously, you can name them all, like button 1 or navigation, about us button, or whatever. If you want to be all, want to have it all in pictures, and then you can export it. I'm not going to do this in this video. If you are really interested in it, just drop me a message, and I will make a video specifically for slicing and its use. How I said, you can export it, and you will have every one of the slices as a separate image in different formats, whatever format you want, or choose a JPEG, GIF, or PNG, or TIFF, whatever you need. How I said, I'm not going to do this in this video, so just so you know that it's possible. You could even, put this out and make a puzzle out of JPEGs and put it together into Photoshop if you have too much time and are really bored. But even then, I would know a lot of better stuff to do. So yeah, that's basically it. Next time, yeah, if you have any questions, just drop me a message, or said, or just if you're watching this live, write a comment on the channel here, Justin, and I will answer to you, as well as emails or messages on Photoshop. If you want to go deeper into it, into cropping and image composition, just let me know, and I will do what I can. Next time we're going to talk about the next tool in line, which is the eyedropper tool, which comes also with a color sampler, ruler, node tool, and count tool, and whatsoever. And I'm not going to cover all of them, but the most important ones, the ones you need actually to do your standard work in Photoshop, right? If I have some time and basically cover the basics, I will maybe care about these minor tools, I would call them then, right? So alright, that's it for now. I'm just gonna quickly close my holiday pictures. So alright, hope to hear you soon, and this was useful to you, just let me know. And yeah, until next time, bye bye.